friends, welcome to YoGail Yoga. Today's workout is focused on the hip area. So to open, to loosen, to release some of that tightness in your hip area. So if you're ready, get your mat, maybe get some water, and let's get started. So we'll start in child's pose today. So spread your knees wide on your mat, big toes to touch. And then hips down towards your heels and walk those fingertips forward. Letting your forehead rest on your mat. Just begin to settle into your space. Just taking a few deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through your mouth. And just let your awareness focus on the sound of your breath. Maybe even engage your Ujjayi breath today. And as you move through your practice, your mind begins to wander, maybe to something in the past or something on your future to-do list. Just let that awareness return to the sound of your breath. Letting yourself focus on the present moment, on your body, and on your breath. And let's take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly move up into tabletop. So hands and knees on the mat. Long neutral spine, finding a little extra length in the neck area. And as you inhale, let the belly drop, move into cow pose. Chest pressing forward, shoulders pulling back. And exhale, round it into cat pose. Again, inhale, cow. Just bringing some looseness in your spine area. Letting the body relax into these postures. Focusing on your breath. The flow in and out of your breath match the movement of your body. Good, and coming back to that neutral spine, we're going to add to this cat-cow position. I'm just going to turn so you can watch the movement. Take that right leg and extend it out to the side, and then rest the right foot down on your mat. So we're focusing on the inner thigh stretch here. So we're in a modified tabletop right now, and we're going to continue with that cat-cow movement. So again, inhale, dropping the belly, chest pressing forward, shoulders pulling back. And you're going to press into that pinky edge of your right foot. And then exhale, cat, round the spine, tuck your chin. Again, inhale, cow. Really feel that inner thigh stretch all through the length of that leg, all the way up into your right hip. And exhale, cat. Let's try it once more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Coming back to a neutral spine. You're going to walk those hands in towards your left knee. And then rise. Come to standing on that left knee, really grounding into all four corners of your right foot. Breath in, reach it up. Take a nice big stretch. And as you exhale, gently stretch over to your right. Maybe that right hand rests on the leg, or maybe to the hip. Try and keep the body aligned, so hips are pressing forward. Chest pulling back. Good. Shoulder pulling back so the chest is open. Good. And just enjoy that stretch. Just kind of breathe into it. One more breath in here. And as you exhale, come on up, nice big reach. And gently let those hands return to your mat. Good, pull the knee in, and let's try the other side. So extend your left leg out to the side and rest that left foot down on the mat, really pressing all four corners into the mat. Good, and we're going for that modified cat-cow, so inhale, drop. Good, focusing on lengthening that left leg, grounding into all four corners of that left foot. And exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And let's try once more. Inhale. Just enjoy that movement, that space you're creating with your inner thigh. And coming back to that neutral spine, we're going to walk the hands in, come to standing on your right knee. Big breath in, reach it up. And as you exhale, stretch over to your left this time. Left hand rests on the leg or on your hip. Good. Pull that right shoulder back. Beautiful. Good. So this leg is active, grounding into that ninth edge of your left foot. On the inhale, rise up. Nice big stretch. And exhale, hands to the mat. Good, and we come back to that neutral tabletop position. We're gonna move into Sphinx pose. So let those forearms come down to your mat and walk the knees back to rest your hips down on your mat. Good, tops of the feet pressing into your mat. Elbows pulling towards your hips. Elbows directly under the shoulders. Chest, sternum pressing forward. Gazing forward. Good, holding here for 5 and 4, plus 3. Active mid-back muscles for 2 and 1. Hold that position, and we're going to just lift the hips off the mat. So tops of the feet press into your mat, palms pressing down, and hips lift off. Good. Quadriceps engaged. Holding. Nice strong core. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Release it down. And we're going to walk our way back into tabletop. Nice job. Find that neutral spine once more. And we're going to extend the right leg this time. Toes on your mat. And we're going to give it a little rock, front to back. Front to back, stretching out that calf muscle. Good. Beautiful. And let that leg float up. And we're going to pull the knee into the chest, nice and round. Good. Inhale, extend it back. And now, this time, we pull it in, but we step that right foot between the hands. Good, and we're gonna hold it here in this low lunge. And then we're gonna walk that left knee back just a bit because we wanna get a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. So your hands can stay down on the mat. You can maybe lift your chest a little. If you're feeling strong and confident today, maybe you take those arms and chest up for crescent moon. Good, letting the hips sink down. Chest and arms reaching up. Beautiful. Taking another breath in. And as you exhale, let those hands come down to the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes and take a step up, but not all the way. Just going to shorten our stance and come to press it into the ball of that left foot. So heel is raised. Take a halfway lift, flat back. And as you exhale, let your head come towards that right knee. So you're pulling your right hip back. Good, left hip forward. And getting a nice stretch in your right hamstring. Good, just holding here for a few breaths. Let your awareness focus on the sound of your breath. Good, just one more breath in. You can bend that right knee if that feels better for you. Beautiful. And we're gonna release. So we're gonna step that left foot back, let your left knee come down to the mat, and pull the right knee back. And we're back to where we started from. Let's try the other side. Extend your left foot, send it back there, toes are tucked, and it's a gentle rock, front to back. Good. Core is engaged, belly pulling up towards your spine. And get in a nice gentle stretch through your left calf, into the heel, the sole of your foot. Good, then let that leg float up. And as you exhale, we're gonna pull the knee into the chest around your spine. Inhale, send it back. And exhale, pull it in. And this time, step the foot between your hands. Good. And we're gonna walk that right knee back as far as you're comfortable with. And let the hips sink. Good, getting a stretch through that right hip flexor now, so the hands can stay on your mat. Or you can lift the chest just a bit. If you'd like to go for that full crescent moon, let the arms, the chest float up. Good. Keep pulling your thighs in towards your midline to help stabilize you. Good. Let's try one more breath in here. And as you exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're going to tuck those back toes and take a step up. Right, shorten that stance into pyramid stance. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, fold over that left leg. Then your right heel is raised. Head pulling towards that left knee, and your left hip is pulling back now. Just square your hips towards the front of your mat. Holding here for a few breaths. Feeling that stretch through your left hamstring into the hip. Good, beginning to loosen, to soften. Any tightness you might have in the hip area. Good, and we're gonna release out of that forward fold. Your left knee come to the mat, and we pull that right knee back. Beautiful. And we're going to move right into a plank pose. Plank pose. So nice, strong plank, and maybe a couple rocks front to back. Good. Core is engaged. And we're going to go for a chaturanga here. Feel free to have your knees on the mat to lower the torso, or if you'd like to keep those knees raised. We're going to press forward. Bend the elbows, flip the feet, and move into an upward dog. Good. Holding here, take a breath in. And breath out. Good. Let's come to downward dog. And pedal it out. Bend the right knee, bend the left. A nice big stretch there. Beautiful. On your inhale, let that right leg float up. As you exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Inhale, send it back. And exhale, this time we step the right foot between your hands. Hold it there, low lunge. Good, let those hips sink just a bit. Feeling a stretch in the front of your hip. Good, from here, we're gonna spin that left heel down. Bring that right hand in front of the right shin, or it could be on the right thigh. And we're gonna rise up to a side lunge. Good, so nice deep bend in that right knee. If you're here with forearm on the thigh, you can reach that arm overhead for extended side angle. Or if you're going for that side angle, just reach that left arm up to the sky. Good, so core is engaged. Nice long line from foot to shoulder. Pressing into that knife edge of your left foot. Good, chest is open and lift it. Holding here for another breath in. And on the exhale, we're gonna rise up to a warrior two. Good. And then from here, straighten that front leg. Inhale to reverse triangle. Good. Again, long line from the right toes up to your right fingertips. Just sinking into that stretch a little deeper and a little deeper. Beautiful. We're going to turn back to warrior two. And just kind of spin those hands down to your mat. Hold here, and then we're going to walk those hands towards the center. Right toes turn towards the front of your mat, and keep it going. And then we're going to turn towards the opposite side. So we come into a low lunge, facing the back edge of your mat, letting those hips sink. So we get a stretch once again in the right hip flexor. Good, from here, spin that right heel down. Left hand comes in front of the left shin, and we move into that side angle, just as we did on the other side. Good, any variation, maybe it's that extended side angle, forearm on the thigh, top arm overhead. Or if you want to just go for that side angle, two straight arms, and left forearm in front of the left shin. Good, enjoying that posture, that movement. Inhale to rise, warrior two. Good. Straighten the front leg and moving into that reverse triangle. Stretching into it. Again, the awareness of your breath brings awareness to your body. Let's hold one more breath in. As you exhale, return to warrior two. Good, bring those hands down to the mat. And once again, we're gonna walk the hands towards the center. Turn the feet as we go. Returning. Low lunge towards the front of your mat. Plant the hands and we step back to plank pose. Good, hold here in plank pose. And we're gonna take those knees. Right knee to left elbow. Left knee to right elbow. Good, we cross the body with the legs. And cross, 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 cross. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Press forward and back. Forward and back. Let's take another chaturanga of your choice here. Do what you can. And upward dog. Good. And downward dog. Nice job. Good. Still focusing on those hips. We have a little pedal out here, right and left. Beautiful. From here, right leg floats up. As you exhale, we're going to bring that right knee to left elbow. Cross it over to the right and send it back. Let's try it again. Knee in, cross over to the right and send it back. Last time, cross it over to the right, and now we let that knee drop into a pigeon. One-legged pigeon here. And send that left leg back. Make sure it's nice and straight behind you. Good, we're going to keep the torso lifted here in this position today. It's about letting those hips sink and open. So just kind of find your way into your one-legged pigeon. Feel free to bring a block under that right hip for a little support here. And you can keep your hands on the mat with your chest lifted. If you'd like to give it a try, maybe bring hands palm to palm at the heart. Maybe this happens for you today, maybe it doesn't. Either way, perfectly fine. Good, and holding. Focusing on your breath. Letting your mind focus on the sound of your breath, the movements of your body. Not thinking about the past or what's to come, just right here in the present moment. Good. From here, we're going to tuck those back toes. And then we're going to pull that right foot to the outer edge of your mat. We're going to go for lizard pose. So once again, if that knee is raised, let the hips sink just a bit. You can maybe add a little rock, front to back. If you'd like to drop that knee and tuck the back toes, sinking just a little deeper into this lizard posture. Good, and give your body a few breaths here to settle into the pose, the stretch. We're really awakening the hip area today. Release any stress it may be holding on to. We want to let it go. Good, and from here, we're going to reach back with that right arm. Maybe it's a reach for you today. If you'd like, you can bend that left knee and grab the foot. Good. But remember, keep the chest open and lift it. Right shoulder pulling back. Again, breathing into it. One more breath in. And as you exhale, gently release that foot. Hand returns to the mat. And we're going to pull that right knee back. Coming into table, tuck the toes, and downward dog. Pedal it out. Get a little release for that right hip that we just deeply stretched. And let's try the other side. Let your left leg float up. And as you exhale, we're going to cross over to the right elbow, to the left, and send it back. Again, to the right elbow, to the left, and send it back. Last time, to the right, to the left, and we move into our pigeon. Good. Work that right leg back behind you. Letting the hips sink into your pigeon pose here. Good. And keep your chest lifted. Use any support options that might feel good. Maybe it's a blanket or a block under your left hip. If you'd like to try, you can bring those hands to heart. Good. It might work on one side and not the other. Every side is a little bit different. And those hands just remain on your mat. And using your breath to sink any amount deeper into this posture. Opening and releasing your hip area. Good, taking just a few more breaths here. Giving your body time to adjust, to adapt. With kindness, with ease. Maybe allow yourself that same kindness and ease off the mat, whatever situation you might find yourself in. Good. And from here, let's return the hands to the mat if they're not already there. Tuck those back toes. And we're going to move into lizard pose. Lizard pose. So that right knee can be up off the mat or it might be down. Either way. Good. Once again, letting those hips sink and open into the posture. Good. Letting your breath do the work here. Giving your body, your muscles, your tendons time to adjust to the pose. And then adding on, if you'd like, it might be just a reach with that left arm behind, or you can go ahead and bend that right knee and reach back for the foot, opening the chest, the shoulder, and adding to the stretch. Incorporating the quadricep into this posture now. Good. Taking another breath in here. And as you release it, gently let that foot go. Hand comes down, and we pull that knee back in tabletop. And we're going to go right back into a child's pose. Child's pose. Sinking into it. Breath in and breath out. And we're going to send those hips off to one side. Send the legs out in front. And we're going to recline all the way down on your back. Good. Let those arms go wide. Knees stay bent. Feet are about hip width distance. Pressing your lower back into the mat. Send both knees over to the right. So you get a nice stretch across the torso, through that hip flexor, into the thigh, and just a nice release for your hips. So bring them back to center, and both knees over to the left. Good, let's try it a couple more times. To the right, and to the left. Try and keep both shoulder blades down on your mat. Good, one more time to the left. Beautiful, bringing those legs back to center. You're gonna pull that right knee into your chest, extend the left leg long. Give it a nice big squeeze. And we're gonna go for supine twist. So let that right knee cross the body. And getting a nice gentle twist here. Bring it back to center. Give another squeeze. And switch. Left knee pulls in. And as you exhale, let the knee cross the body for a supine twist on the other side. Good. Bringing those knees back to center. Give them a big hug in. Forehead lifts to meet your knees, give them a big squeeze. And as you exhale, release the legs, release the arms. Moving into corpse pose. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just let your body feel heavy. Take notice. Notice the sound of your breath. Notice your hip area. Does it feel a little more loose, a little more open, a little more like you've given it some attention, some love, and it is saying thank you. Thank you, and may I have some more very, very soon. So however long it feels good to you, stay here in Savasana, maybe another minute, maybe 5 minutes. But whenever you're ready, let your hands meet palm to palm with thumbs resting at your third eye. And letting that awareness settle on your breath, no matter where you are, what time of day, whether those thoughts come into view of the past or of the future, just let your awareness return to your breath to be in the present. present moment, to enjoy each and every moment, wherever you are, whoever you're with. In light and love, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have an awesome weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again on the mat.